Have you ever made someone so angry they threw their toothbrush at the palace cat? Well, that's exactly what Dr. Dolittle did to the king of Jolliginki. The king was absolutely furious. He gnashed his teeth, called everyone a fool, and in his nightshirt woke up his entire army to hunt down the doctor. He even sent his cooks, his gardeners, and the queen herself into the jungle to join the search. But while the whole kingdom was in an uproar, the doctor and his animal friends were already deep in the forest, running as fast as they could towards the land of the monkeys. The little pig Gub-Gub couldn't keep up with his short legs. So the doctor had to carry him, which was no easy feat, while also juggling a trunk and a handbag. The king figured it would be a piece of cake to catch them. After all, the doctor was in a strange land and wouldn't know his way around. But the king forgot about Chi-Chi the monkey. Chi-Chi knew every secret path in that jungle, even better than the king's own soldiers. He led the group to the deepest, thickest part of the forest, a place no human had ever set foot in before. There, he hid them all inside a huge hollow tree nestled between high rocks. "We'll wait here," Chi-Chi whispered, "until the soldiers give up and go back to bed. Then we can continue on to the land of the monkeys." And so they waited all through the night. They could hear the king's men shouting and searching all around them, but their hiding spot was a secret known only to Chi-Chi. Not even the other monkeys knew about it. Finally, as dawn started to break, they heard the tired voice of Queen Ermintrude saying it was pointless to look anymore. Once the soldiers had all trudged home, Chi-Chi led the doctor and his animals out of their hiding place, and they resumed their journey. The trek to the land of the monkeys was long and tiring. Poor Gub-Gub often cried from exhaustion, but a little milk from a fresh coconut always cheered him up. They never had to worry about going hungry or thirsty. Chi-Chi and the parrot, Polynesia, were experts on jungle cuisine. They knew where to find all the best treats, dates, figs, ground nuts, ginger, and yams. They even made fresh lemonade from wild oranges, sweetened with honey they found in bees' nests. Whatever the doctor and his friends wished for, Chi-Chi and Polynesia somehow managed to find it. They even found some tobacco for the doctor when he ran out. Life on the move became a new routine. They built cozy tents from palm leaves at night, sleeping on soft beds of dried grass. Soon, they got used to the long walks and started to really enjoy the adventure. The best part of the day was when they stopped to rest. The doctor would build a small campfire, and after supper, they'd sit around it. Polynesia would sing beautiful songs about the sea, and Chi-Chi would tell fascinating stories about the jungle. Chi-Chi's stories were incredible. Monkeys don't have history books. You see, they pass down their history by telling stories to their children. Chi-Chi spoke of things his grandmother had told him, tales from long, long ago, even before the time of Noah and the Great Flood. He described an age when humans wore bearskins, lived in caves, and ate their food raw because they hadn't discovered fire yet. He told them about the great mammoths and giant lizards, as long as trains, that roamed the mountains nibbling leaves from the tops of trees. The stories were so captivating that sometimes they'd look up and realize their fire had completely burned out, and they'd have to scramble to find more wood. But back in the palace, the king was not giving up. When his army returned empty-handed, he was enraged. He sent them right back out into the jungle with strict orders not to return until they had captured the doctor. So, while the doctor and his friends were traveling along, thinking they were safe, the king's men were still hot on their trail. If only Chi-Chi had known, he would have found them another hiding place. One afternoon, Chi-Chi scrambled up a tall rock to get a better view. When he came down, he had great news. They were very close to the land of the monkeys, and sure enough, that very evening they spotted a group of monkeys by the edge of a swamp. It was Chi-Chi's cousin and many others who hadn't gotten sick yet, all waiting for their arrival. When the monkeys saw the famous Dr. Dolittle in person, they went wild with excitement. They cheered, waved leaves, and swung down from the branches to greet him. They insisted on carrying his bag, his trunk, everything. One of the bigger monkeys even carried the tired Gub-Gub. Two others rushed ahead to spread the news that the great doctor had finally come. But all that cheering and noise gave them away. The king's men, who had been following them silently, heard the commotion and knew exactly where the doctor was. They closed in, ready to make their move. The large monkey carrying Gub-Gub happened to be lagging behind and saw the captain of the army sneaking through the trees. He quickly caught up to the doctor and shouted, "Run!" And run they did, faster than they had ever run before. The king's men chased after them, with the captain leading the charge. Just then, the doctor tripped over his medicine bag and fell flat in the mud. The captain thought, "This is it. I've got him." But as he lunged forward, one of his unusually long ears got snagged on a tree branch. The whole army had to stop to help him get untangled. This gave the doctor just enough time to scramble back to his feet. "It's all right," Chi-Chi yelled. "We're almost there." But their path was blocked. They had reached a steep cliff with a wide river flowing at the bottom. This was the border of Jolly Ginky. The land of the monkeys was on the other side. Jip the dog peered over the edge and gulped. "Golly, how are we ever going to get across?" Gub-Gub started to cry. "The king's men are right behind us. Look, we're going back to prison." But the big monkey dropped the pig and shouted to the others, "Boys, a bridge. Quick, make a bridge. We've only got a minute." The doctor was confused. A bridge. What could they possibly make a bridge out of? He looked around for planks of wood, but when he turned back to the cliff, he couldn't believe his eyes. Stretching across the chasm was a bridge, ready for them to cross. A bridge made of living monkeys. In a flash, they had linked hands and feet to span the entire river. "Walk over." The big monkey yelled, "All of you, hurry." Gub-Gub was terrified to walk on such a wobbly bridge so high above the water. But he made it across safely, as did all the others. The doctor was the last one to cross. Just as he reached the other side, the king's men burst through the trees and rushed to the cliff's edge. They shook their fists and roared with anger. They were too late. The doctor and his animals were safe in the land of the monkeys, and the monkey bridge was already gone. Chi-Chi turned to the doctor, beaming with pride. Many great explorers have waited for weeks hidden in the jungle, hoping to see the monkeys do that trick, he said. But we've never let a human see it before. You are the first to witness the famous Bridge of Apes. And Dr. Dolittle felt very, very pleased indeed. What an incredible adventure! The ingenuity and teamwork of those monkeys saved the day. If you loved this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more amazing tales from the world of Dr. Dolittle. Thanks for watching.